Beautiful March morning, looking out my window. The birds are so busy. Still lots of water. And just while we're looking at this view, I just I just want to share with you how I have just how life is unfolding for me right now. And I know I've shared a lot, and I'll just sort of share what's on my heart. So being here in this place is what my heart and what I feel the Lord is guiding me is true. This is right for me to be here. And no matter who's around me, the practice is really, I think, for all of us to be completely at one and at peace with ourselves, no matter where we are and who's around us, and to be completely honest with everyone. So just to say that I'm really doing what is 100% true for me, and my husband and I are really not, we're married on the paper, but we're actually free to just live our lives as we wish to, and we've agreed to do this. And so as friends and as fellow beings who have reared 4 children together, we feel, both of us, that we will be there always for each other, but we are not a couple anymore. And physically, it's best for us to be in this place, for him and for me. So we've sort of really come to a closure in a way, and an understanding that this is right and this is healthy for us. This is emotionally right for us, it's physically right for us, it's mentally right for us. And it's a very, very wonderful feeling. So just do a little talk on this. So this has got to be a lot about my life recently, and I just think it's really important to just share as much as I feel is right and is maybe helpful for you. And so as I've said so many times before, every single life is unique, and there is really no one of us who can say that what anyone should do. And all through life there is really no exact solution other than what you find in this very moment. So I've said this so many times before, that what feels right for you today might feel very wrong for you tomorrow, and especially where what's happening on the earth right now, this will intensify. So, and in a way it keeps us very, very heart-centered. It forces us really to stay very connected to God within, because you just do not know what the day brings tomorrow. And you have to have such deep love for yourself and for everyone else that you dare to be the different you tomorrow. So the whole thing of feeling that, well, I've said to all my family and I've said to everyone that this and this is what I'm doing, and now today I'm doing something different. I feel we have to find that courage and that deep love that allows us to be like that, because that is really what the earth is asking and what our soul is asking. Free yourself from every single limitation. And because you say something's right the one day, it might be wrong the next day. To allow it. And that is how the new world, the new earth, is going to spring forth out of people who stop clinging to any idea of anything, and to always coming into alignment with the moment, and to be trusting that whatever I choose to do right now is going to be is perfect for me, and I have no need to cling to this. But of course, when it is about where you live, it's a very heavy thing, because you don't just, usually, unless you're moving around all your life and just have one bag, you're pretty, it's a big thing to move. So as I feel it, and I've also shared this before, I mean, the main thing is that I get to live in complete alignment with me, where I am. No matter what, anyone around me, even my husband, who is, we are really only husband and wife on the paper, and so emotionally we have separated. But because we can see that there's a benefit for both of us to just leave things as they are, financially and in other ways, but we have agreed that we set each other free. And it might sound strange, it might sound stupid, but that's what it feels right for us. And in my own heart, if my husband starts getting sick in some way, whatever it could be, I feel as a fellow human being, and with the life that I have shared with him, I feel a responsibility, and I have that responsibility with deep joy, that I will be there for him in some way, whatever feels true to me. Not emotionally that I should do something because I feel I should do it, but it's because I want to do it. I want to be there for him all the rest of my life as a fellow being. But we have set each other free to have lovers or whatever we want to do, and we have just agreed that we just do it somewhere else. I mean, this is very personal, but it's really just, I'm not just a human being, but we are all human beings, and we all really more or less have the same wishes and needs. And there are certain things that are very, very difficult when you get very, very close to a person. And that whole process of setting each other free and agreeing as adults that this is what we feel is right to do is what I have been through the last few years. And it is actually very, very, I feel very, very, it's very maturing and very healthy, I feel. So my husband and I have practiced that whatever you want to say, you say. Whatever you expect, you have to speak about, you have to say. There's nothing that's under the floorboards, or so it's like you take a blank piece of paper every morning, and we have certain agreements that we've written down, and that's just there. And if there's anything else, you say it. And it is very, very refreshing. So it sets, it frees us to be exactly where we wish to be. And if we have nothing to say, we have nothing to say. If we have something to say, we have something to say. If there's something we don't want to listen to, we can say we don't want to listen to it. And it's just making things very, very, very simple and very completely clear. And to leave all responsibility for the other person's joy. So whatever I do out of my own inner joy, because I feel it's true for me. And I am not responsible for my husband's joy. And that has taken me many, many years to actually to heal myself of that that wrong way of thinking. I felt I was responsible for other people's joy, and I'm not. It's a completely it's not a healthy way of being. So I had to let it go. It took many, many years. And to see people in deep sadness, who you love very deeply, is very, very difficult. But I had to learn this. And so whoever's very close to me physically, who might be very depressed, the practice for me is to be in my own light, to do exactly what is true for me and feel wonderful, and to not be affected by it. It's very difficult, but we can do it, because it is the ultimate coming into the ultimate God within, allowing the divine you to step forth, because God is not upset. God allows us to be depressed and commit suicide, whatever horrible things happen on earth, because it is all part of life. And he sets us free to be in the pain, and he just keeps loving us. And that is the way of being that we are to develop, or to bring forth, because it's already in there. Our ability to be completely at peace and have a life filled with joy and all that we wish, while somebody right next to us maybe might be very, very unhappy, is possible. And it's actually love towards the other person to stop clinging to them and the need to fix them, because they don't want to be fixed, and they're not meant to be fixed, because they are where they need to be. So this whole process has been absolutely fantastic for me, and I know I'm exactly where I'm meant to be for now. And if in a week or a year or 5 years I'm told leave, I will do that and try it and see if that's true. So the whole thing of if you feel that you need to make a change in your life, and you don't make the change out of fear, you still need to do some change, because that's what I feel. It mustn't be fear that holds you back. It's a sense that whatever I felt was true for me, I can see now that I have stepped into it, it's not true for me, because it does not create the peace and the love and the joy that I wish to manifest in my life. So all the experimenting we feel like is important. Experiment. And I think also for me, and for the whole thing of not clinging, is to allow yourself to imagine that you simply leave a place, and that this is possible for you emotionally, physically, that you can do it. Of course you can do it. And so experiment with the feeling that I'm going to plan this, and I'm going to do this, so that you get to sense that of course you can let this go. You're not afraid of letting it go. So it's never ever fear that's driving your decisions. It's always peace and love. So yes, going back to having been with a person for 35 years, having 4 children with that person, it feels very, very deeply true and very, very wonderful for me that I, as a human being, am there for that person in whatever way I feel is true, and also for our children. That if something happens to Dad, or whoever wishes to connect with me, that I'm not sitting somewhere in the other end of the world and don't know anything about anyone, but I can say, well, I'm there, and I'll do this and this for him today, and so I'm just there as a fellow being, and that I feel is the most loving thing I can do, is to share the love that is true for my heart, for this person and for my children. So it's really to share with you that this is out of love and out of a good feeling. It's out of freedom. That the choices I'm making in my life, and I feel I'm practicing this more and more, is always out of freedom, my own freedom. And when I choose freedom for myself, I give everyone else freedom. That's what's so beautiful. Every time you follow the guidance of your higher self and what is of the highest good for you, it's always of the highest good for everyone. That's what's so beautiful. Our spirit will always guide us to making changes that are best for everyone. They might not feel it's good, the others, but it is on a deep level. So every time a person on this planet follows their higher self and does what they feel gives them freedom, more love, more peace, more power, more independence, really, the feeling of wholeness, the feeling of completeness, and the feeling of deep inner joy, they are benefiting every single atom on this planet. and all of creation. So I love that. So we're really practicing letting ourselves go, letting all of life go, keep sweeping it all to the side, taking a new blank piece of paper and saying, okay, how do I wish to create my life today? So this is a very, very, very powerful time where everything we do must come out of this very, very pure place in our hearts. So this was just a little thing for today. Who knows what's going to happen in 5 minutes. I send you all my love. The sun's coming out now. I'm going on a little trip today. Take care, and I love you all. See you.